Tell me about the native cities, because you hyped it up when we were hunting, and then you left me on a cliffhanger.
Not just the native cities, but the ancient native cities in.
Those are native too.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Whatever. Ancient cities in North America. That's more like it. I shouldn't say native, but
Why don't we find whoever's doing this and figure out if they can go back to that Croatoan place and find something?
they did.
Was that the shards of metal?
Yeah, I was telling Jeremy about it. I don't know if I told you.
Did we ever do an update on it here?
Yes.
No,
I thought we did.
Yes.
Oh,
You weren't telling me. You were telling the pod.
Ah. All right,
But
mystery
you
solved.
shared the video I didn't watch.
Yeah, those yeah. That was the city that basically disbanded and went with the native tribes, Croatoan. But we still don't know why Edgar Allan Poe was wandering around Maryland saying it on his deathbed and whatnot. Not the app, but native cities.
so the ancient cities in the southeastern United States. It's a pretty cool topic, actually. This guy, I found him on Instagram. His name is, his handle is Luke Caverns.
His name is what?
My name is. I was trying to figure out what you're going with.
I was like, come on.
So this guy, his name is Luke, or his handle is Luke Caverns on Instagram, but his name is Luke Reagan. He's an explorer. He goes to all sorts of places. He's an archaeologist and finds all kinds of cool stuff. He's recently focused his work in the southeastern United States. He's done a TV show for History Channel and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about him. I just recently started following this guy like a week ago. But the reason why I started following him is because of his work with LiDAR in the southeastern United States. And he's finding all kinds of ancient cities within.
Can you explain what LiDAR is?
So LiDAR, it's basically like a very, do you know, okay, do you know what topo is? Topography. A topography map.
Yes.
Okay. So a topography map has a bunch of lines on there on the map. It's 2D image trying to explain 3D.
Mm-hmm.
The closer the lines are, the steeper the terrain is. This goes into a 3D image of that. But it's a very, very detailed version. So you've seen where they basically heat a piece of plastic and put it down and vacuum around an object.
Yeah, vacuum forming.
Think of that, but for geography.
So
With
it's basically
scanning, it scans the terrain, and it's an extremely detailed perspective of that.
So
I tried to explain that. Okay, I mean, was that all right?
The way I've always understood it is like they'll
I
take
did
it
like this. I did like figure eights and everything to get down to the point of what it was.
It's like I think they put them on drones, right? The sensors.
Yeah, they used to put them on helicopters, but now obviously it's a lot cheaper to do a drone.
And the way I understand it is like they'll pick a patch, like let's just say a 1 mile by 1 mile radius, and they'll fly it back and forth over and over again until they've scanned everything that they possibly can, and it gives you a 3D map of everything. And then you can kind of see patterns and stuff that you wouldn't be able to see otherwise, especially when you start to pull back the vegetation and things like that. I'm assuming that's where he's going with all this, because they're doing it now for like roofing companies and stuff like that.
They're doing it for all kinds of companies. They're even starting to do it. Obviously, I'm a hunter. They're even starting to do it for hunting on the app Onyx.
Yeah. To give you
There's-
better ideas of what you're running into.
Yeah. I'm sending a couple pictures in, or at least the link on the Instagram to his Instagram page to show you what it's going to look like. It's very interesting for sure. He has found pyramids along within these cities too. I mean, he's found all kinds of things just in our backyards, man. I mean, it's wild. But caverns, he has discovered and marked over 100 ancient cities
That we didn't know about.
that we did not know about.
That's pretty cool.
100 that are, as far as I know, that are confirmed. Either they're villages to cities. Not necessarily all of them are cities. My bad.
Right. But still,
But-
civilization.
Yeah, 100 of them. I mean, this isn't like the jungles of South America, man. I mean, this is literally in our backyards.
Now, is he going to all these places and visiting them?
I believe he's going to for some.
Okay.
He's mentioned that he's going to focus a lot now in the southeastern United States, and he's going to start going to at least a couple of them, I believe, to try to really figure out what's going on.
So maybe I'm just zoned out a little bit and didn't catch it. So is he doing these scans, noticing some stuff, and then looking into it more? Is that how he's finding?
Yeah. He's flying around, and I guess he's going by tips first, just to.
Oh, so he actually has like a general idea of like, hey, let's look here. He's not just like, let's just scan some
I
areas and
imagine
find
so. I mean, how else are you going to find that?
I mean, you could just be like, hey, I just want to see if there's stuff, and he just picks places and, you know.
I would imagine
Yeah.
the two ways you go about it is if there's no city somewhere and you think, okay, this would possibly be a good point to build, let's scan it,
Yeah, and
see if
like-
we can find something, or local folklore legends.
And I'm not even
history.
thinking like, oh, he's going places and everywhere he goes is a hit. I'm just wondering if like, was he just like, I'm just interested and just scanning, and as he's going, he's like, here are the findings, and there's a lot of misses because
Oh, probably.
it would be very surprising if you just at random everywhere you picked there was something. Then I'd be like, maybe there's cities everywhere. If everywhere you go you find. So so I was just wondering, was he just like, I just am curious, and these are the results of what he's found, or if he had like reasons to do it, and he's like, hey, look, I scanned because of XYZ, and this is what I found. Either way, it's the same outcome. I just was curious as to.
Yeah, I don't know how long it takes to scan for LiDAR. I imagine if
As I understand it, because when you started talking about LiDAR the other day, I started looking at just different things about it. It's relatively fast.
yeah, I just looked this up, and it's saying that the system emits a rapid pulse of laser light, often in the near infrared spectrum, towards a target, and the light travels at a consistent speed. It hits an object and scatters. A small portion of that light reflects back towards the LiDAR sensor. So, yeah, I mean, I imagine it takes pretty fast. Obviously, you're not going to be flying around scanning it, but
Yeah.
basically
We're getting to
taking
that.
like a prolonged exposure picture.
We're getting to that point where you see in sci-fi movies where we'll send like probes that'll map out caves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If assuming the technology is there to rapidly, have some sort of computer or system or onboard on the drone look at what it's scanning, you could theoretically just say, hey, go scan this whole cave system.
So it's over the past 2 years, he has used LiDAR to discover and map more than 100 uncharted sites across the southeastern U.S. So this includes, like I was saying earlier, cities, villages, pyramids, and geoglyphs. So there's a bunch of different sites, a bunch of different sizes of cities. But he's going all the way from Maine to Florida, so literally the whole eastern U.S.
Yeah.
I know I was saying southeastern U.S., but on his Instagram page, it said that he's mostly going to be focusing southeastern.
Is that just because we settled there first?
I don't know. Well, we didn't really settle southeastern. We settled
Like we came
Like
on the east first, is what
New
I mean.
England area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then made our way inward.
Not necessarily. It's mostly just because of the fact of how big the forests are over here. I mean, you go out to the Midwest, I mean, it's mostly plains.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of stuff or topography that you can,
We can see that stuff.
yeah. But it's all hidden behind the forest of like Georgia, Appalachia. And, I mean, the big woods up in Pennsylvania, I mean, there's a reason why they call it the big woods in Pennsylvania, right? So the South and the eastern side of the U.S. has a ridiculous amount of forest left still. But the majority of people live east of the Mississippi in the U.S., which is crazy too. But I was looking up what the population was before Christopher Columbus of Native Americans here. And of course, we don't really know. I mean, there's not a whole lot of ways that we can tell. But out of North and South America, researchers are speculating around 60.5 million people, roughly. That's a good guesstimate there.
That's pretty big.
I saw numbers all the way down to as low as 8 million for the North American side section.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously we all know before Christopher Columbus there was vast cities in South America and also North America.
Yeah. You got the Mayans and
Major cities. We know that for a fact. Especially South America. All of it's been grown over by the jungle and stuff. And I remember even learning about after conquistadors came to South America, they interacted with them for a little bit, and then they left. Well, they spread their diseases. And when they came back, after, I believe it was close to 100 years, next time that they came back to that area, everything was wiped out. They couldn't find, going by the maps that they had, they couldn't find any cities because everything was wiped out because of disease. Because the people here didn't have an immune system towards the European diseases, which we all know that. But it's wild to think about that there are pyramids and major cities that are still hiding from us today.
why do you guys think it's always pyramids? Like it's always pyramids. Just is that the shape that we
You want to hear
said?
my hot take for the Egyptian pyramids?
Yeah, sure.
My hot take, y'all are probably going to disagree with me on this. My hot take is that it created electricity. It was a power plant.
You
I've
think
heard
so?
that. I've heard that theory.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that kind of seems like possibly
Yeah.
with the way the chambers are and all that.
I think that they're power plants because of there's evidence of an explosion inside. There's
Really?
there's soot and different things. There's evidence of different chemicals being used,
Mhm.
which create what was it? Energy, heat. It was creating heat through the chemical reaction between the two chemicals. I can't remember all of it. It's been a long while since I heard all this. But everything that is created out of the structure of it, the canals and the channels that are carved out, a lot of it points towards a power plant. Counter to that, what were they using that power for? Where's the evidence of that? Right?
Well, the quote unquote evidence that there was power there are the hieroglyphs that have like the light bulb,
Yeah, I was going to bring that up too.
which some people say that's not what that is. You're just looking into it, and maybe, but it's fun to think about.
With all the pyramids that what's his name again? Caverns?
Yeah.
Okay.
Luke Caverns or
Yeah.
Luke Reagan.
Because Jeremy was talking about the hieroglyphs and everything like that. I was going to ask if those or similar hieroglyphs are found on the other pyramids, such as, the Mayans or the ones that he's found more specifically.
As far as to my knowledge, no.
See, this is something like if I had time, would be something I would look into because I'm interested, but I have other things I'm more interested in. So it's not high on the list, but if I had infinite time, this is something I would look into.
Yeah.
But I don't think the pyramids here are the same as the pyramids in Egypt.
No.
I don't think so either.
And I don't just mean like because their designs are different, but I don't think the purpose was the same. But I don't know enough about the Western pyramids.
This is just
compared to
a
the
throw out
Egyptian
theory. Let's say Egypt was the origination of it, because it seems like it is. That's just the speculation. In my opinion, if they were getting power through it somehow, what is everybody else going to do? They're going to try to copy it.
Yeah.
That's might be what's going on.
See, I don't think that the Western has anything to do with the Egyptian.
You think it's just an easy shape to
I
make,
Well,
and the most stable shape to make?
I think because typically from what I know, again, I don't know a lot, but from what I know, the ones here, like the Aztec, I think it's Aztec ones or the Mayan ones, they kind of like have stairs on them and have like outside application.
yes. So
Whereas the Egyptian are all inside application, and I don't know if they also have inside as well. That's really where I don't know. So it could have been like insider tombs, but like to me, it feels like the pyramids here were more of like, let's get high close to the heavens. Let's get high. Let's smoke some drugs,
Whoa.
some peace pipes, and Let's
That's
get
the natives.
Let's get in an upper elevation, like to get closer to the heavens to do our rituals or whatever.
okay.
That's what I think theirs are for.
So the Egyptian pyramids, like you said, are much different compared to the pyramids over here.
They're
on the
smoother,
Americas. No.
They
Well-
look smoother because of the way they're crafted,
Yeah.
but like up close, you can tell that they're.
So
They're blocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
the pyramids here, they don't go up to a point. They're flat on top. There's a temple on top. They were doing sacrifices
Right.
on top of those pyramids.
Yeah.
Especially the Aztecs.
Yes.
They were known for that. All of the tribes, when the conquistadors came over, I shouldn't say all, but there were several tribes that united with the conquistadors to go against the Aztecs because everybody hated the Aztecs because they were capturing everybody
Yeah.
and killing everybody
They
for
were brutal.
sacrifices.
They're very brutal.
Yeah,
They were horrible.
They're
society.
not just the Aztecs. There were several.
There was the Mayans.
There
Yeah.
were several that were more vicious and more aggressive than others. That to the point of when the Europeans came over, a lot of the tribes said, "We'll team up with you instead, even
Yeah.
though you're invading, because those guys are worse."
Yeah. So my theory of why every civilization has pyramids, obviously goes back to the Tower of Babel.
Yep.
It goes all the way back to the Tower of Babel. Everybody was unified. Everybody wanted to create a structure to reach the heavens.
Okay.
What's the easiest and basic way to build high? You have to have a big base,
Yeah.
and you go up. Pyramid.
What they failed to understand is they didn't need to build to get to heaven. They needed a drill to pierce the heavens.
A drill?
And neither of you watch anime, so you have no idea what I'm.
That's
Well, you do.
I do.
You do now, but you're relatively new to it.
Oh,
so
no. I've been watching it for a while.
Not enough to watch Gurren Lagann.
No, I haven't watched that.
Gurren Lagann is the drill to pierce the heavens.
No, I don't know that reference. But
You should watch it. It starts off weird, but
okay. Well, anyway,
I'm gonna cut all that. I don't want to derail into anime
No,
talk
that's
again.
fine. I don't care.
I care.
Obviously, they're different. They're different materials too.
Yeah, they're different materials. What we have around the world will dictate.
There's
what
also
it is.
the idea or the theory that the age of the pyramids is like double what we think it is.
The Egyptian pyramids, yeah.
Yeah, it's Egyptian.
Yeah, I believe there's hieroglyphs that say that it was there before, like the Egyptians discovered it.
Yeah.
The Sphinx has the Sphinx head was resculpted.
Yeah, they redid the Sphinx
Yeah.
more than once, I think, but
Yeah.
at least once.
That's why
redid
the
it.
head is so small compared to the body.
Yeah.
So,
I remember hearing that.
and there's, oh man, this topic can go way deep, but there's water erosion on the Sphinx too.
Yeah, that's.
And whenever,
people point to flood.
yeah,
Or the flood for that.
whenever the Europeans, I don't want to say colonized, but whenever they started going down to Egypt and walking around and looking at things and stuff, they noticed the pyramids. The pyramids were halfway buried at that point, and they were able to excavate them and get rid of the sand that was around them to finally see the base of them. And I mean, it's been there for a long time. Been there for a long, long time. I don't know how long. I don't know from where or when. Hot take: the Egyptian pyramids were the Tower of Babel.
I don't
No,
know.
I'm just joking.
I don't know about that one.
I'm just joking.
But let's bring it back to, I guess, what you're.
Luke Caverns. Oh,
yeah.
so, yeah. I mean, that's about all I got on him.
We'll have to do an update on him later on to see if he's
For sure.
discovered anything,
For
because
sure.
I'm sure as he goes to these places, he's going to find stuff.
But like, what do we know about it other than like they exist?
There's pyramids.
Other than that they exist, do we know anything?
Not much. That's what he's going to be focusing on in 26.
So this is like his project for this year.
Yeah. I mean, he just started releasing this stuff December 18th.
Oh, so this is right now happening.
Yeah. That's the
All right, I'll give him a pass for that.
that's the earliest photo that I can find. There's a bunch
Well, I
of
mean,
other-
obviously he's been working on this for a bit.
Yeah. There's a bunch of other archaeological pictures
Yeah.
that he has on his
Do you think like
Instagram page.
within archaeology, especially because everything's privatized right now, like to the max, that if you were an archaeologist and you found something, you'd be like, I'm not telling anybody.
Because of the Smithsonian. We'll come in there.
This is why I don't blame him if he has more information and he won't tell
Yeah,
us.
the
like-
government, the government is.
I hate the
they're
government.
gonna do two things. If it's
They're
interesting
going to
enough to
tax them
them,
and take it away.
they'll
That's
come
what they're
take
going to
it.
do.
Yeah.
and be like, "Ooh, was it ever there?" And then a few years later, be like, "Well, we have," or they'll tax it heavily.
That's what
And
they
they'll probably,
did. That's what they did with the giant bones, man.
yeah. There's
the Smithsonian has the giant bones.
like I've heard if you make a discovery and you want to talk about it, the best course of action is probably to take it to the news, like
Yes.
an official news, not
Yeah,
your
possibly.
own YouTube because whatever, but take it to the news because
Tinfoil
then
Testament.
then the government
That's right.
can't come in and take it without it being noticed that it
Yeah.
was taken.
If
Because
like,
there's been cases 100% where someone found something the government knew one way or the other, and
Yeah.
then like overnight they came and took
this
it
is
without.
literally
Yeah.
the Indiana Jones thing.
Right.
Like it belongs in a museum where people can study it, but somebody's always trying to take it. Now, if I was an archaeologist, I'd probably like, let's say we go out somewhere, we discover something that's like, okay, this is way bigger than us. I'm probably telling somebody, yeah, me and Andrew and Jeremy, we were out there and we saw something in Florida. So I don't think it's in the southeast or or wherever he's saying. I know that would be lying,
Yeah.
but when somebody would ask me, I'd probably like, yeah, I saw something over there. Yeah.
Well, it's it's like deer hunting. You never tell the exact spot.
So hopefully he finds something and comes out and, like Jeremy said, gets it to a big news, or everybody just knows somehow.
Well, he's already done good enough to kind of be like, hey, look, I'm doing this, to where I think
Yeah,
there's enough
he's
eyes
not.
on it that
He doesn't have a small amount of followers either. I mean, he's got 310,000
And-
followers, and he's been on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Okay.
I mean, he's known.
Yeah.
He's not extremely well known, but he's known.
He's known enough to get on Joe Rogan. That's
Yeah.
huge.
I mean, we're gonna be on Joe Rogan one day.
He'll be here.